call to the honourable member for Warringah.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Prime Minister, yesterday I met with the elders from Save Sorry Business, using their voice to seek compensation for the harm caused by the failed Youpla ACBF scheme. So many trusted and invested in this scheme because they thought it was government-endorsed through Centrelink. The collapse of this scheme has delayed families being able to put loved ones to rest. Will the Prime Minister listen to the voice of these elders and pay compensation to so many affected in the May budget?
Give the call to the Assistant Treasurer.
Thanks so much, and I thank the member for Warringah for her question. I too was at the meeting that you referred to, and I thank the Speaker for welcoming the members of the Safe Sorry Business Coalition into the Speaker's rooms yesterday. What happened in Youpla, what was previously known as the Aboriginal Benefits Fund, was a disgrace. It wasn't for Aboriginal people, it wasn't for the benefit of Aboriginal people, it wasn't run by them. And what we saw over a period of upwards of 30 years was Aboriginal people being flogged, dodgy insurance products, manipulating their concern to ensure that their funerals were paid for, and it was a disgrace. And it was why one of the first things that the Minister for Indigenous Affairs and myself acted upon when we came into government was to ensure that we could put in place an interim arrangement, because when we came into government there were bodies in morgues. There were bodies in morgues because the company had collapsed and they could not afford to bury them. So our first act when we came into government was to ensure that we put in place an interim scheme to make sure that we could get those bodies out of morgues and that families could bury their loved ones. Now, Mr Speaker, over the course of this week, there's been a lot of discussion about the sorts of things that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people should have a voice to Parliament on. I can only think that if over the last 30 years we had been listening to the voices of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, then we would not have let this scheme go on for so long, and we would have ensured that the people that the member for Warringah have drawn our attention to had their issues dealt with and this scheme was closed down. The government is committed to ensuring that we put in place an enduring solution for these people, but in the meantime we'll ensure that the funerals get paid for.
I'll hear from the member for Warringah on a point of order.
Relevance. It was directly relating to the May budget.
The minister has concluded his answer. Order. I give the call to the member for